on, girl, let's scream.
I am a god.
No, please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel. This is the part where you run.
Come on, scream.
Hello and welcome to Let's Scream, a podcast where we dive into our favorite horror movies. I'm Parker.
I'm Stevie. And I'm Keaton.
And today we are looking at 1975's Jaws, directed by Steven Spielberg. Join us as we journey to Amity Island and learn all about Jaws. Girls, are you ready to scream?
Come on, girl.
Let's scream. On the road again. We're on the road. We're driving to Chicago.
Is this our first Spielberg film?
Yes, it is our first Spielberg film.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Happy summer, everyone.
Happy summer. Happy 50th anniversary to this movie.
Happy birthday, Jaws.
Happy birthday, Jaws.
50 years. Wow.
And we just celebrated the 4th of July, which this is a 4th of July movie.
Yep.
So happy 4th of July.
Don't pop them firecrackers on me. Where the police at?
The police right there.
Oh, shit.
So this movie is a juggernaut. Like, there's so much to unpack with this movie.
First of all, I love it, but it's also so fun to watch because it has been parodied so much, even in just like the slightest little scenes, that it's crazy to watch and be like, oh my god, a kid's show I watched made fun of this movie.
Oh, it's like one of the most influential it was a cultural reset.
Yeah.
It was a cultural reset.
The first summer blockbuster.
It was a cultural reset. It was a cultural reset.
I put together a little dissertation. To be honest, this was really daunting to tackle this movie because
there's so much
to unpack. I mean, it's like literally one of the most
famous movies, but also most horrible production.
Yeah.
Like, of all time.
Yeah, it was definitely like a grueling production, which I'll get into. But this movie is probably the most impactful movie of like modern cinema.
Yeah.
Just as far as like how it changed the landscape of how we go to the movies and how we experience movies.
Yeah.
And I wish that I had more time this week. We were gearing up for this vacation, so I didn't have a lot of time to do like the proper research, I feel like. So my little dissertation is not as well researched and it's not as educational and informative as it normally is.
But also, everyone has talked about Jaws at this point, right. So if you're really wanting to get all the information, there's so much you can look up on YouTube.
Exactly.
I do have some fun facts, obviously. When I'm on the pod, I'm going to have some fun fact
corner.
So I do have some researched notes on Jaws for the group.
Thank you, Keaton.
I do what I can.
Thank you. So I'll start with my little testimony. So we'll start with the making of. A young Steven Spielberg was tasked with creating a film adaptation of an unpublished novel by Peter Benchley. The studio was taking a huge risk because this was Spielberg's only second film, and his first film hadn't even come out yet. So they didn't even really know, like, if he was going to be up to this job, but they went with him, and he was really enthusiastic about this project. So they took a gamble. In fact, Spielberg had tried to leave the project at one point because he didn't want to be typecast as just an action director, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But the producers convinced him to stay by telling him, like, if you make Jaws, you can make whatever movie you want to make after this. Which, that happened anyway.
Right.
Because he blew up. And it's crazy to think about a world where Steven Spielberg wasn't, like, the biggest director of all time.
Yeah, that's, like, insane to think of a world without what might have come, like, what has come.
For sure. The book's author, Peter Benchley, wrote a draft of the script that would serve as an outline, but Spielberg brought on a team of several different writers who were reworking the story, like, on the spot, basically. Like, they wrote this. Often scenes were written the day of or the day before shooting. Which, that's crazy to me because it's a great script.
Yeah.
Apparently, the actors also lauded a lot of improv and a lot of the great character work and a lot of the emotional beats in this story, which we'll talk about in the plot, but they were a result of actor improvisation, which is really cool.
Pretty sure the like really famous monologue towards the end was all improv.
Yep.
Well, and fun thing about that is some of the chemistry off screen came on screen. So like our two main characters are Robert Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss hated each other. They absolutely hated each other in real life. They would call each other fat and stupid and ugly, like offset. And so it really
Richard
helped.
Dreyfuss is a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, he's awful.
So I understand why, like, there'd be tension with him on the set.
And so then when you see them, like, beefing on camera, it's fueled by their, like, in-person hatred of each other.
I was so, like, angry because he's so cute in this movie, I feel like. He's very handsome. But, like, oh, God, just remember who he is and, like, what he stands for nowadays. I'm like, I can't even look at him the same way. So, actor improv really played a role into this movie, which I think is really cool. It was Steven Spielberg's idea to film on location in Martha's Vineyard out in the middle of the ocean, which is crazy. Unheard of.
Yeah.
Like, normally it's going to be in a tank somewhere, or they're going to film it in a lake or somewhere where they can more control the elements.
Yeah.
But he insisted. I mean, like, it's beautifully shot.
Yeah.
And, like, the background and all of the, like, setting that they have to work with. I think he was right. He made the right decision. But apparently it was incredibly grueling. So the crew innovated new ways of filming underwater, and a lot of it was hidden from producers so that they could pull off certain things without production interference. Mm-hmm. So a lot of, like, the big scenes that they shot, the producers didn't even know was going to happen. They kept it, like, really close to their chest, which I kind of like that. This movie was shot kind of guerrilla style, even though it was such a big budget and, like, such a blockbuster movie. It kind of feels like an independent movie in the way they talk about how it was made, which I think is cool. But the most unpredictable part of filming was the constant malfunctioning of the animatronic shark named Bruce, which is named after Spielberg's lawyer. The few scenes where you can actually see the shark is apparently some of the only footage they were able to get of the shark in motion. So because of this, Spielberg had to get creative with how much you actually saw the shark, and that's ultimately what created the very Hitchcock-inspired, like, suspenseful scenes.
Yes. Oh my God, that's what I was talking to Keaton about. Is it Chekhov's gun? I always ask you every time.
There's Chekhov's gas tanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oxygen tank, Chekhov's oxygen tanks in this movie.
There's so much in it because, like, the one scene where they're at the beach and, like, he's still out there.
It's very
like,
smart the way that you don't see the shark. It's kept hidden from you a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that that's where a lot of the later Jaws movies got wrong, because you can't overexpose the audience to the shark, because then we're not scared of it anymore.
Yeah, you just become numb to it.
The movie went way over budget and way over film schedule. Something around like 100 days over schedule.
So the original production was slated for 65 days. It ended up being 157 days. Original budget $4 million. It ended up being a $9 million production.
I mean, it paid off.
Right. So during post-production, John Williams was hired to compose the score.
Who is a genius.
Such a genius. He created one of the most iconic movie scores, using the shark's main theme to help add tension by telling the audience that the shark was near.
Right.
Which I think that's, like, what makes this movie so good. I think
the music, the soundtrack is phenomenal.
Without the score to let you know what's going on, you wouldn't be nearly as tense as you are when you watch it.
It's so integral to the movie that there's a scene when he's towards the end, and there's no music, and it's silent, and that is the most tense. Like, when the music is so integrated into the movie that with its absence, I was my most tense. I was like, I don't want to watch, because this was my first watch of this movie. I'd never seen Jaws before. And
oh, really?
I'd never seen Jaws before. This is my first watch of it. And
it's a great movie.
When the music is gone, that's to me, it's scariest because I'm so used to the score, and every time Jaws comes, you hear the dun, but then all of a sudden, in this ending sequence, I'm like shitting bricks because I'm like, where's the music? Where's the violin?
Oh, it's so scary. It's so tense. And yeah, I think the music is what orchestrates that. Literally orchestrates that.
Period.
So the marketing campaign for this film was the first of its kind, using merchandising and heavy advertising to propel the movie forward in a way that had never been done before. So we talk about on this podcast how, like, there was a time where people just weren't really going to see movies.
Yep.
And they were trying to do whatever they could. Like, remember the gimmicks we talked about?
Yeah, because they were like, how do we get people to go?
This movie changed all that. The film was so successful and grossed so much money that it pioneered the concept of the Hollywood summer blockbuster and changed the movie business forever. It's easily one of the most influential and important films that we've covered, not just in the horror genre, but in the entire film industry as a whole. This film also had a massive cultural shift on the way we view sharks.
Yeah.
And people became very paranoid, and there was just this mass hysteria about sharks. And unfortunately, it kind of led to the extinction, or like the almost extinction, the decimation of the shark population, which Spielberg has said that he ultimately regrets. He feels bad for the way that he like created negative stereotypes about sharks.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, it kind of fucked up their whole population. And I'm fucking scared of sharks.
I'm terrified of
and
sharks.
It's because of this movie.
My mom was a kid when this movie came out. She was 10 years old. She knew a kid who was afraid to go in the bathtub because of this movie. But that's what it did to people. Like people were afraid to go to the bath. People were afraid to go into pools. Like, it just absolutely terrified people.
Which, like, the shark in this movie is like magic.
He's evil. He's smart.
He's literally Michael Myers, but like as a shark. Which, speaking of Halloween, that's another movie where the score is so integral to the tension, I feel like. But yeah, so that's my initial kind of like dissertation.
Okay.
Just over.
It was if this was your doctoral dissertation, you would have passed.
Okay, thank you.
I would have passed you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Do you have any fun facts to share, Keaton?
A lot of mine are going to be more situational, like, because some of them kind of spoil things that happen.
Okay.
I'm going to hit a lot of, like, the differences in the book. Because I have read the book. I do know the book. And there's, like,
so you read the book, but you've never seen the movie until now?
Yeah.
Okay, weird.
So there's a lot of deviations.
This looks better.
No, but this is one of the instances where, like, the book and the movie kind of stand alone in there. Like, the book is really good, the movie's really good. They do different things, but some of them make more sense cinematically versus, I'm reading it. But the one fun fact I'll share at the beginning, especially with the dissertation, was Bruce, as he's known, which is also funny, you know, Finding Nemo, that's why the shark in Finding Nemo's name is Bruce, because of Jaws.
My name's Bruce, I'm a shark.
But the production also had nicknames for Bruce, including the Great White Turd and Flaws. Because it broke down so much that they never referred to him as Bruce. Like, Steven Spielberg always was like, oh, Bruce the shark. But production was like, I hate that thing. It doesn't deserve a name.
That's funny. Yeah, the malfunctioning animatronic was like the biggest upset. Apparently.
Right.
It's like the story that everyone knows about this movie. And you know what? I love that. It looks great. I love animatronics. This one looks great. It holds up, I feel like.
It looks so good.
And then we can share like our initial sort of like reviews of the movie. I mean, we all are in agreement it's a great movie.
Oh, it was so good.
It's one of those movies, it's long, but it does not feel long.
It does not feel long.
It does not feel like a 2-hour movie.
And I love what I'll say upon this rewatch. Well, actually, not this rewatch, but I hadn't seen it in a long time, because I think I saw it when I was like maybe 13 or 14 the first time. But I forgot. I went and I watched this with Vivian. I feel like we watched it maybe like a year or two ago.
I was there.
Were you there with us? Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember if you were there or not. But we were like, oh, I totally forgot how this movie halfway through it stops becoming a horror movie, and it becomes a sea voyage.
Yeah.
It becomes like an adventure film. It's so good. And Jordan Peele took a lot of influence from this movie for Nope.
It's the exact same setup. Half of it, the first half is all horror. There's the big attack, and after the big attack, it's like, okay, let's go on our adventure.
I love it.
And capture the alien.
I love it so much. And that's why I appreciate Nope so much, is because Jordan Peele really wanted to capture that summer blockbuster feeling. So he was using Jaws as a template, because that came out right after the pandemic, and people were just not really going to movies. It was like kind of like, a repeat of what happened with Jaws.
You could rent everything. Remember that was like what they did during the pandemic?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We talk about the pandemic like it was forever ago, because it's just 5 years ago. But it's still just like, it is crazy how much like...
But you didn't have to go to a movie, because if two friends were watching it, you could rent it for $20, and it was the same cost as a ticket.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just interesting how like history kind of repeated itself there. Yeah, okay, that's kind of all I have to say initially. Do you guys have any other like initial review thoughts before?
I thought it was great. I was captivated.
I wish I could have been there, because I didn't know that you had seen this or this was the first time you saw this.
Yeah,
so I wish I could have been there to like watch it through like your virgin eyes.
I was captivated throughout the whole thing. It was just like, I don't know. It truly stands the test of time. Like, it's not something I grew up with. It's not, like a lot of people I know are like, oh, my dad made me watch this. My mom made me, like someone else made me watch.
Yeah, my dad made me watch this.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why they love it, because that like familial bond. But seeing it through like totally unbiased eyes, I'm like, it makes sense that we're celebrating 50 years. Like, we're making a big brouhaha about it, because it paved the... we wouldn't have Shark Week without Jaws.
No.
And who doesn't love Shark Week?
And I fucking love Shark Week. Right?
So, I love it. Can't wait to talk about it. Have some fun facts.
No, period. All right. Are you girls ready to scream?
Oh, I'm ready to scream.
Let's scream. Okay, so Jaws begins. Well, I watched this on Peacock, and for the 50th anniversary, it started... I thought this was cunty. It started with Steven Spielberg giving an intro. That was cunty. Being like, thank you for... fucking loving my movie.
He was like, thank God this worked well, otherwise I would have had no career.
Right, that was so funny. Yeah, love him.
Which this movie has grossed $2.5 billion.
Yeah.
In the 50 years it's been out.
Yeah.
$2.5 billion.
Insane.
$9 million budget. Crazy.
Insane. So we open on a POV shot underwater of something swimming through the ocean, and we hear the iconic score. Cut to a group of teens smoking weed.
I think fire on beaches is illegal.
Right?
2 movies in a row.
2 movies in a row where we've had a bonfire on the beach. Goddamn. 2 blonde teens give each other fuck me eyes from across the way.
Yeah.
We've got Chrissy. Okay. Can't remember the other guy's name. Didn't write it.
He's kind of unimportant.
Right. Anyway, she like lures him out with her fuck me eyes to the beach. And I like the dialogue. He's like, what's your name? And she goes, Chrissy. And he goes, well, where are we going? And she goes, swimming. Swimming.
She was not an actress.
Yeah.
She's a swimsuit model. That's
my first fun fact, is a producer saw her in like a magazine and was like, Steven, we have to hire her for Chrissy. And Steven was like, can she act? And the producer was like, who cares? Look at her. And that's how she got this role.
Hell yeah. Good for her.
And she's great.
Hell yeah. I mean, body tea.
Body was tea.
Body tea, hair long.
You thought this... I always thought this scene was longer.
No, it's
I thought it was like...
Yeah.
I thought it was so much longer. And then I was like, oh, that was quick.
It is very quick, right? So she strips down, goes skinny dipping in the ocean. He is so fucked up that
he can't even get undressed.
Can't even get his pants off without falling over and passing out on the beach.
I did relate to him like lying down in the beach, like talking himself through it. Like when I get drunk enough, that's how I feel. I'm like, okay, you just have to I have to walk through all the steps.
He was walking through the steps. I love it. And so Miss Christie's all by herself out there. We see again the POV shot of something is watching her little feet swimming around.
Uh-oh.
And we get the iconic scene of her being jerked around and then dragged underwater. So scary.
Scary.
And like, honestly, for not being an actress, she sold the fuck out of this. Her screaming like, I don't want to die! That was scary as fuck. I don't want to die either, bitch!
So, some fun facts about this scene. She was tied to 5 ropes underwater. Her legs and arms were tied to 5 ropes with production under the water, swimming around to make that thrashing look really realistic. Because they did it a few times of just her, and they were like, it's too reserved. A shark would be throwing you around. So they put some guys under there, and were throwing her around. And off camera, there's a guy with a boom mic in the water, floating with a boom mic to get her screams that they all decided were too bad. So she had to come in after the movie was done and do those screams. And so she apparently, and it took like 5 minutes. Steven said she was like an absolute professional. She walked in, she screamed, and she left.
Oh, period. Okay, ADR diva. We'd love to see it. Yeah, I mean, this scene's iconic. One of the best horror intros.
Right, it's scary. It's
so
tense.
Fucking scary. Yeah. And the blood, fun fact, Spielberg had the costumers and the set designers make sure that there was not a lot of red used at all. So you don't see a lot of characters in red. Because then when you saw the blood in the water, it made more of an impact.
That makes sense. That's so smart. Genius.
Fine.
He's a genius.
He's got the mind of a mastermind. We meet newly appointed police chief Brody, Martin Brody, and his family, including his wife Ellen, and his sons Michael and Sean. Now they have recently moved from New York to this quaint beach town called Amity Island, which is about to celebrate its 50th annual 4th of July festivities.
It's just funny that we're in our 50th year of Jaws.
50 years, there you go. Brody is called to the scene of a gruesome discovery. Chrissy's mutilated corpse, or like the pieces of it, that were
What they could find.
Right.
covered in crabs on the beach, rotting away. Very spooky. He's told by the coroner that this was a shark attack, and so he wants to close down the beach. He's like, okay, cool, we'll close down the beach.
Easy. He's like, easy choice.
But the town is so quaint and so idealistic, they don't even have beach close signs to put out.
Right.
So he has to go to the fucking store and like get the supplies to make the close the beach signs himself.
It was giving very, Mom, I have a project due tomorrow.
Yeah.
Vibe. Like, we have to run to Staples.
Gotta run to fucking Staples. Basically, yeah. Now, one of my favorite parts about this movie is that the town feels like a character itself. Mm-hmm. And you can tell, when I learned that all of the dialogue, or not all the dialogue, but a lot of the dialogue was improv, you can tell because these people feel so realistic. Mm-hmm. We've all been to this little town. We all know a little town like this. Little town, it's a quiet village. It was very that, right? Because everyone was running around saying, they weren't saying bonjour, but they were, you know, saying shit like that just felt very realistic, and everyone had a little joke and a little quip, and it just feels very lived in. And I think Spielberg did a great job of establishing this cute little quaint town that like nothing ever bad would ever happen here, right?
Idealistic.
It's literally called Amity Island.
Exactly. So he is stopped by the mayor of Amity, this motherfucker. Larry Vaughn is his name. Maybe one of the most like unlikable, skeezy, nasty, sleazy dudes in horror. I hate this motherfucker. He, first of all, love his suit.
With the anchors.
He's got anchors on his suit. That is so cunty. And his whole thing, this whole movie is...
We need money.
Money. He's like Mr. Krabs. Okay? Money. We can't shut the beaches down because it's about to be our 4th of July and we're a summer town.
That's how we make money.
That's how we fucking make money. So in the best interest of the island, we need to keep the beaches open.
And this is the first deviation from the book. The big one is this mayor character. He is still corrupt in the book. He's still very corrupt. But in the movie, it's very, like, intrinsic. Very, like, money. In the book, it's all extrinsic. It's the people of the town telling him, like, we won't vote for you if you close the beach. And the mafia gets involved. And the mafia is pressuring the mayor to keep the beaches open. And, like... he considers closing the beaches in the book, but there's all these outside factors that
The movie's
convince him
better
to open it.
The movie's a much better choice, because I'm sorry, if the Mafia showed up in this movie, I'd be like, what is going
The
on?
Mafia is later in the book. It's later in the book.
All right, I could see where in the book that would actually be so fascinating, but I think he made the right choice by just...
To cut that.
Yeah, we're just gonna make the mayor corrupt.
Yes. And I love this actor who plays the mayor. He reminds me of, like, a used car salesman.
He reminds me of Danny DeVito and Matilda.
Yes. Very just, like, constantly smiling, keeping up this facade. But there's something sinister brewing below the surface. And I think he does a great job. He has seemingly pressured the coroner into redacting his statement. And the coroner is now saying it wasn't a shark attack. He now says that the girl must have been caught in a fishing boat's propeller.
Right, it's very convoluted of like, she was swimming out there, it was dark, it was late, there are boats out there, and the propeller.
Bitch, she was ripped up in a million pieces. It's crazy. It's like clearly a shark, okay?
There's a tooth in her. No.
But Brody reluctantly complies because, okay, well, if the coroner's saying that it wasn't a shark attack, I guess, but he's sketched out.
Yeah.
We get a scene of Brody and his wife going to the beach themselves. They're enjoying the sun, and Brody is looking out. He's got his binoculars. He keeps getting faked out.
Mm-hmm.
This is such a good scene. You keep thinking that there's a shark attack, but it's just like kids playing, or maybe he sees a fin.
Somebody's screaming, and oh no, this girl is just getting put on her boyfriend's shoulders.
Right. He thinks he sees like a fin, like a shark fin, but it's like somebody wearing like a swim cap that looks like a fin.
Yeah, it was a great like paranoia scene.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
But you also know.
You just know
like,
it's going to happen.
Still out there.
Right? A black lab. Oh. This makes me sad because my family, we always had black labs growing up. It goes missing. And like the stick that its owner was throwing is kind of floating there. And he's like looking around for his dog. And it implies that the dog was eaten. So we don't see that the dog was eaten. The dog was totally
messed
eaten.
up. That's messed up, Steven.
That's always so sad.
Mr. Spielberg.
We then get another shark POV approaching a little boy's legs as he's like on his little floaty. And we get this horrific scene of the blood emerging all around him. And it's this little kid. Like, he was not afraid to, like, kill children in this movie.
And that's probably why this movie was also very terrifying.
Yes.
That my mom's friend who refused to go in the bathtub.
Right.
The little boy died.
Well, especially because a lot of horror movies...
And you kind of, like, see
you
the kid getting eaten.
And horror movies kind of avoided children for a long time.
Yes. So this movie was very, like, edgy for that, I feel like. This is also a great iconic shot of it zooming in on Brody's face as the shock hits him.
Yeah.
This gets replicated
Because, like, some of the
all
kids
time.
notice the blood and they're, like, freaking out. And then that's when everyone's like, holy shit, get out of the water.
It's, like, weird how it zooms, though, in this shot. It gets parodied a lot, but it's, like, like, the world around him also zooms, but then, like, the camera's just closing in on... It's, like...
Yeah.
It's so, like, disorienting. I love this shot. It's so iconic. Everyone clears out of the water, and the child's mother is devastated to find his bloody floaty thing wash up on shore. We see later that she has put a $3,000 bounty on anyone who can catch the shark. And a town meeting is called, and Brody tells the people that he is planning to close the beaches, leading to this, like, big outrage.
Right. A kid just died, and they're like, whoa.
I know.
They're like, let's not be crazy.
That one brunette bitch, fuck her. She was all like, she was annoying as fuck. She was like, yeah, keep the beaches open. I was like, girl, Jesus. And the mayor even interjects and is like, the closure will only be for 24 hours, though. And Brody's like, we didn't agree to that. You're speaking on behalf of me.
And that one lady's kind of like, well, what if your son died?
She is.
Someone says 24 hours, that's like 3 weeks.
Right? It's like, bitch, a child just got mutilated, bitch. But then the crowd is silenced by someone scraping their nails along the chalkboard.
And this whole scene is parodied all the time.
Yeah,
this is a moment that's parodied all the time.
It is Quint, a local shark hunter with mutton chops looking guy. He gives me pirate energy.
He looks like Bill from Dead by Daylight.
Sure, yes. Very, very Bill from Dead by Daylight. He is spooky. He is a salty sea dog, okay? He is my favorite character in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's great.
And he gives this spooky monologue and then offers them services for $10,000. And he's basically like, if you need a shark to be caught, I will fucking catch it.
He's like, I'm your guy.
And he's like, just chilly and spooky and leaves all mysteriously. Ooh. That evening, Brody yells for Michael to get off of the boat they just got. They got in this
He was
little
like,
boat.
okay, so this is all funny because he's like researching sharks in a book.
Yeah, he's like doing intense reading.
Yeah, then he notices his son in the boat on the dock, and he's like yelling at him, like, get out of there, get out of there. Like, what are you doing? Don't get in the water. And he's like, I'm not, I'm in the boat. And even the wife comes out and is like, he's fine. Like, he's not going to get in the water. I don't think he ever will after what happened today.
Uh-huh. She's like, and it's his birthday. Da, 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 da.
And he's like, listen, I don't want him to not go in the water. But while this is happening, she starts looking through the book and sees a photo of a shark eating a, like it's a drawing of a shark eating a boat. And she screams at the kid.
Yeah.
She's like, did you hear your father? Get out of there.
She changes her tune.
That's funny.
And there's a lot of great comedy in this movie,
Yes.
too. Moments of levity that, like, really help you get through it. So it's not just, like, a boring shark horror movie.
Yeah.
It's like you really do care about these people.
Yep.
I love it. The next day, a bunch of random fishermen from all over the country arrive to try and catch the shark to collect their $3,000 bounty, right? And there's just mass chaos.
Yeah.
Brody's running around. He's yelling at people. They're, like, overloading
Their boats and...
We meet shark expert Matt Hooper, who tries to get Brody's attention, but Brody is so busy dealing with all these people. And they're, like, chumming the waters, and just, like, it just is not a good look. And they're all, like, kind of asshole people.
Oh, they're so rude. Like, they're the definition of, like, local sailors.
Yes. And Hooper is he's trying to help Brody, and he's telling these people, like, hey, the chief told me to tell you guys not to overload the boat.
Right.
They all just ignore him, and he goes, oh, they're all gonna die.
Yeah. Which, again, he's so handsome in this movie and funny,
handsome.
and he's just such an awful person.
I know, I hate Richard Dreyfuss.
Is he a Trumpy or something?
Like the biggest. And he's blatantly racist and extremely transphobic.
Yeah.
Like, his whole thing is that kids shouldn't be allowed, like, to transition or, like, be on hormones.
He's just
or anything
awful.
Like that. So fuck him.
But no relationship to Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Love her.
I did look that up, and they have no relation.
Elaine. Love Elaine. Love Veep. Love Veep.
Rebranded.
Right. So he asks to review Chrissy's body. And when he sees the remains...
He's about to
He did
throw
say.
up. He's about to throw up.
Oh, he's deeply disturbed. He has to, like, splash water on his face to calm himself down. And he immediately can tell this was a fucking shark attack. Like,
Anyone could. He has eyes.
Right. And the lying-ass coroner is, like, standing there looking all guilty because he knows that it was also a shark attack.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bitch, you're lying. You're lying. A tiger shark is caught by some fishermen, and the town is relieved. But Hooper does some measuring,
Yeah, he does.
and he can tell that this was not the
ain't
shark,
same shark.
that killed Miss Chrissy. So he wants to double-check by cutting this new shark open and analyze its digestive tract.
And he wants to cut it open right then and there.
And the mayor overhears and refuses this. But then, in a very, like, somber scene, the dead boy's mother shows up, and she's got on her... This was kind of camp, this performance. I know it's supposed to be all serious, but she was melodramatic. She's got her, like, veil on, coming straight from the funeral. And she, like, gets up in Brody's face and bitches him the fuck out for keeping the beaches open.
Oh, I gotta get over. That's why this is like this. Oh, you better fucking let me over, you stupid cunt.
Don't edit any of that out.
Okay, I won't. But yeah, she shows up to, like, bitch Brody out because she's like, you kept the beaches open even though you knew a girl had died. How dare you? And she, like, slaps him in the face.
So, fun fact, this woman, I don't think she really did any other acting besides this, but this is her most famous acting part. She said fans would recognize her and they would ask her to slap them.
Oh, that's awesome. I love
And so
that.
she's like, yeah, I slapped a lot of strangers.
Good for
It's
her.
so funny.
This seat's great. but it also, you know, it's emotional. It is. I like.
Oh, it's like
I
feel
laughed,
so
but
bad
it's
for her.
supposed to be.
I mean,
like,
wouldn't you be pissed?
oh my
Like
god!
your kid gets eaten. It's
What
like,
if
bitch,
your
there's
son
something
died?
Because here's the thing: if I'd known there was a shark attack, bitch, we ain't going to the beach.
No, bitch.
Oh, if we're going to the beach. We're at the back of the beach.
no.
We're not going near the water. You can go up to your toes.
Go up
No.
to your toes,
No.
Steven.
No water. If you touch water, we're going home.
Well, okay, so we're going to the beach, but we're going to Lake Michigan.
So we
Right.
ain't gotta worry about sharks.
So we're never
Right.
worried about sharks. But the
don't live there.
actual like ocean, I get scared. Like I won't go in the.
Oh, I won't go in the ocean.
So after this whole interaction with her, Brody becomes extremely guilty, and he is determined to stop the shark attacks. We get a really cute scene of Brody's youngest son, Sean, copying his mannerisms while at the dinner table. Because he's all like in despair. He's like putting his head like in his hands, all stressed out.
Yeah. This little kid is also so cute.
He's
This whole film.
adorable. And apparently, this was something that the little kid was doing off camera. And so they showed it to Spielberg and was like, can we put this in as like a moment of levity? And he loved it. And he was like, yeah, we gotta do it. Like this kid was just copying the actors like mannerisms.
Well, it's also like I think the kids like it really works out for it because there's this whole scene that like both the parents are kind of realizing like shit, what if it was our kid?
Yeah.
But you can't be like you can't be mad at the woman for being pissed at Brody because it's like, oh yeah, dude, like what if it was your kid?
But also, in Brody's defense, it was the mayor's fault. It wasn't Brody's fault.
Right.
But he does have to take responsibility.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Hooper visits Brody's home and has dinner with Brody and Ellen. He is
As a pig.
Right, he grabs the plate. Can I have this? Is anyone eating that? It looked good, though, whatever it was on. It's like a fresh tilapia.
Miss Hormona Lisa.
It was
It looked like her famous mac and cheese.
Right, it was Hormona Lisa made that, her green bean casserole. So he is insisting that the wrong shark was caught. In fact, he thinks the real shark is a great white. So him and Brody sneak to the docks and they perform a dissection on the tiger shark. And they find nothing but some trash and a Louisiana license plate in its belly. So they conclude, oh, it must have come up from the south. This is not the right shark. So Hooper convinces Brody to join him on his like fancy high-tech boat that has like sonar and stuff. Even though we learn that Brody is terrified by the water. We don't really get like what happened.
Right.
But something happened in his childhood.
He almost, because like the wife is like talking about it. She's like, oh, what is it? There's like a scientific name for it. And he goes, drowning. So you could probably assume he just almost had like a drowning experience as a child. That's what I assume.
I think so. They don't really tell us exactly what happened, but
like, I don't blame him. I don't like water.
and I love that added little like lore to Brody that he's afraid of the water. So that makes this whole thing like, damn, like
You
he
live
really
on an
wants-
island.
Right.
Somebody says that, they're like, you live on an island. He's like, doesn't look like an island when you're standing on it.
Yeah,
Which is like,
he said it only looks like an island from the water.
From the water.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I guess you ate with that.
I mean that's logic. I guess that's girl math. I guess.
Girl math.
Hooper uses his sonar to detect a large object, which they follow and discover a bitten up boat of a local fisherman that Brody knows. Hooper puts on some scuba gear and goes to investigate the boat, finding a huge shark tooth. That thing was like the fucking size of like a sand dollar. Like,
Right, it was
huge.
giant.
And he also finds, big jump scare, the fisherman guy's body pops out of the boat.
That scared me.
And that was not in the original edit of the movie.
I read that, yeah.
They showed this movie to test audiences. It was already, like, all chopped up and whatever. And Steven Spielberg was standing in the back and was like, there could be something there. And he pitched it, and the whoever produced the movie, Universal, whatever, or Paramount, whatever, said, no, we're not going back to do that. So he forked up $3,000 of his own dollars so they could go back and refilm just the underwater part.
It's scary. It's like this guy with his eye all fucked up.
And it's like one of the most, like, scary moments of the movie.
Oh, definitely.
Like, it scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, it's one of the first real big, good jump scares. Yeah, for sure. Brody and Hooper go to the mayor trying to convince him again, but he isn't convinced since Hooper dropped the tooth because he got jump scared. So there's no evidence to show. And Vaughn is more concerned with trying to catch the vandalizers who painted a shark fin on the sign of, like, the girl, like, sunbathing. Which, that shit's fucking funny.
Well, and that girl is Chrissy. That the sign is modeled after Chrissy. They painted
really?
her.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
And she's, like, writing on something, and it's supposed to be the boy. The little kid's floaty is what she's on.
That's so cool.
So that's why it's funny that Jaws is attacking both of them. That's why he did that, is to kind of be like, 2 down.
There's a lot of stuff, like, because there's another, like, really cool foreshadowing shot that we'll get into that I noticed.
We get a montage of thousands of tourists showing up to vacation now that it's finally 4th of July weekend.
Billions, it looked like.
I know, right? It was, like, busy as fuck. The mayor has to convince people he knows to go out and get in the water because everyone's avoiding the water. They're all laying on the beach. And so he has to, like, threaten this one old couple that he knows to go out there and, like, start waiting around the water. So then that encourages more people to start.
And they're terrified. That shot of that woman is... she's
like,
shaking.
Right. That was fucking funny.
You're not gonna make me go in the water. Who cares if people go in the water? Like, what's that have to do with anything? People are still at the beach.
We see the POV return, looking up at everyone's feet swimming around the water.
It's scary.
People begin to notice a large shark fin poking out, causing this mass hysteria. And people all start leaving the water. And, like, old people are getting fucking trampled and almost drowned. That was so scary.
I would say the scariest part of that is I was really worried about, like, someone dying because they got hit in the head with a board. Or
yeah, right? Or, like, just, like, stepped on or, like,
right.
some
That
shit.
That was kind of the scariest part of that.
We see the fin, though, was just a prank by some shitty little kids. Fuck those kids.
When I saw that, I was like, and those kids would have been arrested.
Arrest them.
Citizens arrest.
But they knew they fucked up because when they took their fin off, they look up and they see all of the fishermen and all the cops and everybody pointing their weapons at them.
Guns.
Those kids shit their pants right then and there.
And you know what? They should have been shot.
And meanwhile, while this is all going down, some girl is by the pond. The shark's swimming into it.
There's a shark in the pond. There's a shark in the pond.
Hurry.
And no one's like, everyone's so distracted, no one really notices her.
But who else is in the pond?
Michael, which is Brody's son.
Is in the pond.
Because Brody had told his son and his friends to go play with the boat in the pond.
And he goes, Dad, the pond's for the old ladies.
And he's like, just do it. Because, you know, he knows that there's a shark out there.
Dude, I'm not letting you go out there.
But now, the shark's in the fucking pond. Okay?
Bitch, because Jaws does what he wants. He knew. He was like, oh.
Right.
I'm going after Brody's
the
kid.
ocean? Well, I'm going to go to the pond. The pond looks nice.
I want to see the old ladies.
I haven't been over here yet.
What's the
Let me
vibe?
swim around over here.
Let's see if there's any tasty morsels over here. So a passerby man in a boat calls out to the boys, like, hey, what are you kids doing out here by yourselves? Da-da-da-da. But suddenly his boat topples over.
Because Jaws is behind him.
Then Michael and his friend's boat also topples. And so Michael's there treading water. And he watches as the shark appears, which we see it kind of rise up. And this is the first time we get like a kind of clear look at it. It's definitely a great white shark, and it's definitely fucking terrifying. And Michael watches as the shark bites off the man's leg right in front of his salad. Ah! This poor little kid is traumatized. Just like 30-yard stare. The shark finishes eating the man and then continues circling around Michael as Brody and Ellen realize what has happened. So they run and they rescue Michael, who is
gone into shock.
And he has to be taken to the emergency room. I don't know why.
I was going to say, your emphasis on that.
So Brody is shitting a fucking brick. He corners Vaughn and like pulls the hospital curtain closed, so like it's him alone with him.
So private.
And bitches him the fuck out. And Vaughn is finally starting to realize that he was wrong.
Right.
But he's still not trying to take full responsibility.
No, it's still not his fault, 100%.
Right. He does convince Vaughn, however, kind of forcefully.
Right.
To hire crazy-ass Quint. Okay? So, Brody, Hooper, and Quint prepare to set sail on a sea voyage to find and kill the shark. Quint immediately has them all take shots as soon as they get on. And he says some shit like, here's to swimming with bow-legged women.
Yeah.
He's always saying crazy shit, and he's always singing, like, sea shanties.
I was just
Popeye.
Popeye, bitch.
He always has a shanty. Every situation, he has a shanty.
He's
for
Captain Barbosa from Pirates of the Caribbean, bitch. So, the boat is filled with the jaw bones of all the sharks that he's caught. Mm-hmm. Hooper is initially very fascinated by all of this, because, you know, he's a shark scientist, whatever. But then Quint starts, like, bossing him around, and basically he tells them, like, if y'all are gonna go out to sea on my boat, I'm gonna make y'all my bitch.
You're working.
Okay, yeah. And he is like roasting Hooper too. Like it's like, show me your hands. He's like, you got city hands.
You got city hands. Oh, you have money and went to university. You don't know nothing about being on a boat. And Hooper is so desperate. He's so, no, I am a salesman. No, I do belong on this boat.
Yeah.
Let me tie a knot for you.
Right.
It's like,
he's trying to, like, you know, be manly.
Yeah.
But, like, he clearly hasn't really worked a day in his life. Because we know that he comes from money.
He has sonar. And that Quint makes a joke about, this boat doesn't have fancy sonar.
Yeah, exactly. I love Quint. He's such a fun character. But yeah, they basically comply with him. They're like, okay, we'll be your bitch, da-da-da-da. We watch Quint as he's with some crew and he prepares the boat, the boat is called the ORCA. He's singing his sea shanties and he's cussing everybody out. And Ellen is like there to send off Brody. Mm-hmm. And she like overhears how this motherfucker is talking to these dudes. And she like gets so like clutching her pearls that she like runs away.
Yeah, she's like, oh, this is
like,
weird.
oh my god, like my poor husband has to go deal with this. I thought that was funny as fuck.
She's like, are you sure?
Right. So the crew set sail as this movie turns into an adventure movie.
And while they're setting out, you see it's from like the boathouse, you can see like a shark bone, like the mouth of a shark, and the boat is inside.
Oh, I never noticed that.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So that's what we would call foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing is a dramatic device.
But in like the TikTok girl voice, foreshadowing is
it's a dramatic device in which an important plot point is mentioned earlier in the story to return later in a more significant way. Right. That's from a Harry Potter musical. That's a Team. Did you ever see Team Starkid?
Oh, yeah.
I've met them all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one time I met them. They're all fucking funny. So, at one point, Brody knocks over some air tanks that weren't, like, properly tied because Hooper fucked up. So that's Chekhov's air tanks, right? Yeah. Just kind of introducing the fact that there's these air tanks here.
Yeah.
At one point, there's this very suspenseful moment where the fishing line begins to be tugged on, and they prepare to catch it, and he's, like, trying to reel it in. But the shark proves to be incredibly intelligent.
Well, and at first, Quentin doesn't take it seriously.
But then Hooper's also like, I don't think that's a shark. He's like, that's not a fucking shark. Because it's acting so uncharacteristic of a shark. But Quint insists that it is, and they try reeling it in, but it gets away. Like, it kind of knocks Hooper on his ass.
You're not going to get Jaws on a hook.
Right. And there's some serious sexual tension between Hooper and Quint.
Oh, they definitely explored each other.
Right? Yeah. They fucked on this boat, I swear.
I remember the first time when I watched this with Viv, and me and Viv were like, oh my god, are they gonna kiss? Are they gonna make out?
Right, because, like, you can tell Hooper wants to be, like, the bottom. You know?
The woman.
The woman of the relationship. And Quint wants to be the dommy mommy.
The man.
The top, bitch. A little later, there's this quiet moment, and Hooper's like playing solitaire, not paying attention. Brody's kind of like chumming the waters. There's no music. And then big jump scare, the shark pops out, and this is the first time we really see a clear shot of the shark.
He's like, wow.
Man, it was so scary.
This one I think this is the shot that got me, because it's like a shot of the water, and you just like, no, and then he just pops up. It's like that little fucker. That motherfucker.
And that's why it's so scary. It's like, you know he's coming. You you see the setup shot, and you're like, oh, he's gonna pop up right there. I'm pointing to where he's gonna pop up, and then he pops up.
Shark girl.
And it scares me. How?
And he says, "You're gonna need a bigger boat."
The most misquoted quote of any movie, because the misquote is, "We're gonna need a bigger boat." But he doesn't say we're gonna. He said you're, because
Girl,
it's not his
the
boat.
Mandela effect. It's just like the you like me, you really like me.
Right.
It's not even what she said.
Play it again, Sam, in Casablanca.
Yeah.
Is actually, he just says play it.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, Mandela effect for sure.
Yeah. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
They note that this looks like a 25-foot great white that weighs 3 tons. Bitch.
Girl.
Fuck out of here with that.
Girl.
Fuck out of
You
here
know
with
what?
that.
Can we turn this boat
New
around?
island. Let's just go find a new island.
Right. You know what? You know what? You won this one, Bruce.
Burn the ocean.
Burn it down.
Burn the ocean. Quint grabs his harpoon gun, and in an epic action sequence, they manage to shoot at it, and there's the barrels that are attached to the rope that's tied to the harpoon. So they hope to use the barrels to follow where the shark's going. But the smart-ass diva shark dives down really deep. So they're like, well, fuck.
Right.
So they're just, I guess, have to wait until they see the barrels emerging.
Yeah, and Quint says something about like, oh, the barrel will help keep him up so he won't dive deep. And then Jaws goes, I'm going to dive deep still.
Right, because again, this shark is magical. It's like a super human, well, super shark.
Super shark.
It has super shark strength. We get this scene of them drinking below deck. They are fucked up.
Trash.
And let's be honest, they're flirting.
Oh.
These men want to fuck. They're showing off their battle wounds, their scars from like different like sea creatures that attack
They're
them.
one step from unbuttoning the pants.
He
and
was
dropping.
about to literally show cock. I mean, literally, right? And then Hooper got his feet out, like foot fetish shit.
Right.
I was like, this is
You
sexual.
pervert. You
I was like, they're
pervert.
perverts.
Staring at my tits.
So I staring at my tits, pervert.
Keep your eyes on the wheel.
We get my favorite scene of the movie, which is Quint giving this super incredible monologue about how he was one of the men that was aboard the USS Indianapolis during the Second World War. And he tells the horrific story of being lost at sea and stalked by sharks who proceeded to pick off hundreds of his fellow crew members over a 5-day period. And the monologue is, first of all, apparent, like you said, Stevie.
He like improvised most.
It's
of it.
improvised.
Most of it. This actor, Richard Shaw, which that's amazing. Second of all, it's so beautifully acted.
Oh, it's compelling. It's like
so well done. And then he ends it with like a sea shanty. So like you get like the whole spectrum of emotions, because he starts out of them like joking, and then it goes into like, oh no, this is a serious story about what really happened.
very serious.
You see him like reliving the trauma and the horror in his face and becoming like really shook by it.
The PTSD was PTSDing.
Absolutely. And then it ends with just madness.
But I will say, this story's a little exaggerated.
Yeah, it's not, because I remember this whole story from U.S. history, and it is terrifying, but I don't remember there being like all the sharks, like so many
What
sharks.
happened was, yes, some were killed by sharks, but what most likely, and what they've come to conclude, is most people were dying from dehydration.
Yeah.
And then
Exhaustion.
sharks were just dragging dead bodies.
And so,
Right,
like,
right.
to the people, because at the time when this movie came out, that would have been a very accurate retelling of what happened.
Right.
Because to the people who survived and lived it, they just saw their friends being dragged off by sharks. They didn't know, because it's true, they clumped up, they went to these clumps, so they didn't know that the people in that clump were dead over there. And they
Right.
saw them being dragged off by sharks, but what likely was happened is they were just floating dead bodies.
Right.
Because, I mean, they got fucking torpedoed. For shit.
Exactly.
Right.
Some
Yeah.
people also just had wounds that they bled out and died.
And they always make remarks that 1,100 alive men went into the water, and that's not necessarily true.
True.
A lot of those bodies were already
probably
dead in the water. So it's like one of those things, like, to him, that's a very accurate retelling of the moment he lived through.
Yeah.
But
Historically,
especially as
it's
three
not.
people who live in Indianapolis, which the boat is named after, there's been a lot of, like, look backs
Actually,
on
that's
that.
not that's not true, Alan.
That's not true.
Well,
Alan.
and this just, again, like, fuels the hate fire for sharks.
Right.
This just makes sharks, like, out to be, like, the serial killers of the deep,
Especially, like, if the people who survived
Bitch,
it,
you want to know what water animal kills more people? Hippos.
right?
Oh, hippos terrify me.
They kill people all the time. They are one of the most dangerous animals on
What's the little hippo? What's her fucking name?
Hungry hippo.
No, Mudang.
Moodang, fuck that bitch.
Hate that bitch.
I hate her.
She voted for Trump.
So yeah, we get that.
Don't slander her like that.
She
Don't.
did.
Yes, she did. Did you not hear that?
There was like 2 watermelons, and it was like one was Kamala Harris, one was Donald Trump, and they asked Mudang to predict and voted for
She
Trump.
voted for Trump. No, literally, Steve, you didn't know that?
No.
We'll show you the video.
That's why she got
after this.
canceled.
Yeah, she got canceled. She voted
That's why
for
we
Trump.
hate her now.
Have you ever seen a video of Mudang since the election? No.
No, because who the fuck cares? So yeah,
So
we
this
get
is
that.
all her fault.
It is. So we get that amazing scene, that amazing monologue, and we see nearby, outside the boat, a barrel emerges from the water.
Oh.
But the men continue to sing. They're drunk as fuck. They're having it.
They can't care about this shark right now because they are about to explore each other's bodies.
Right? They're about to fuck. Okay. But then the shark starts smashing the fucking boat.
Which was homophobic.
Wrecks their shit, right?
Dawes.
Right? And so, like, all this... it starts like a slow leak, first of all, which that becomes like a whole thing. Because they know that their boat is gonna fucking sink at some point.
We're taking on water.
And the next morning, they try to fix the boat, but the barrel emerges again, and we get another shark jump scare.
Yeah.
And the ropes rip
I'm
through...
Jaws.
The ropes rip through Hooper's palms, his hands.
Yeah. Oh, and that hurt
Ouchie,
me. That hurt
right?
me watching.
Right? That's why you wear your gloves.
A lot of the stuff on this boat scene makes me really like, ugh.
Oh,
Yeah.
First of all, you're never
'Cause I
gonna
don't
catch my ass on a
That's
boat.
the thing.
We did an episode where we played a game and we had to guess each other's biggest fear. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Mine is drowning, girl.
Yeah. I don't like boats. I don't like boats. I've seen
that
Titanic,
shit.
I've seen
Right?
The Poseidon Adventure, and I've seen Jaws. You
Right?
will not catch me on a boat.
Girl, hell no.
You will not.
If you catch me on a boat, it's in the middle of a lake where I can see the land.
Right, I'll go like lake boating.
Girl,
That's whatever.
reservoir. I gotta be able to swim to shore.
Right.
Okay,
If the boat
period.
goes down, I have to be able to swim back.
Because like
Right.
I've seen what people do in Chicago. I'm like, y'all are too far out.
Right.
You're too far out.
Although a jet ski's fun.
No. Because knowing my ass, I'm gonna trip and I'm just gonna get dragged like face
Trip.
first.
You're going to trip in
I'm
the
gonna
water.
trip on the water. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, girl.
And they're gonna
Okay,
just
Jesus walking around the water.
I'm just gonna drag my ass through the water.
So then Brody goes and he gets on the radio and he tries to alert the Coast Guard, but then crazy ass Quint
Smashes it!
gets a baseball
This
bat.
reminds me of the scene. So there's an entire Jimmy Neutron episode based on this, and the same thing happens with the old boat guy like smashes up Jimmy's device.
I don't remember that, but we'll have to rewatch that Jimmy Neutron episode.
Watch that episode. It's like a lake monster that is like a turtle that like.
Oh.
The whole plot was basically Jimmy's dad was dumping nuclear waste into the lake. And
Right.
Oh, I do kind of
transformed-
vaguely remember that.
And it transformed Carl's turtle into a giant monster, sea monster.
Well, what the fuck, Mr. Neutron?
That's not cool.
Dumping nuclear waste.
Well, he was a dumbass, let's get real.
He was.
So yeah, Quint destroys the radio, because I'm crazy.
He's like, I'm getting this shark if it kills me or not.
Basically, yeah. Then he fires another harpoon into the shark, and so several more barrels are now attached to the shark. And so they charge ahead after the shark at like an insane speed. Like the shark is going like superhumanly, or sorry, I keep saying
Super shark speed.
super shark speed, right? And they shoot the shark several times, but it prevails and swims away like fucking Michael Myers.
And nevertheless, she persists.
She
But
persists.
still, I rise.
I rise.
I rise.
I rise. I rise. Thank you.
Hooper is able to attach the barrels to the stern of the ship in an attempt to sort of like drag the shark, but the shark is so strong that it pulls back on the ropes so fiercely that it almost knocks the boat over.
Right.
So Quint is forced to cut the ropes and release it. And the boat is now totally fucked.
Oh, it's going down.
It's going down. And then the shark continues to fuck with them and then starts chasing them. So Quint overpowers the engine, trying to lure the shark back to the shallow waters. And the boat is really fucked now. Like the smoke starts coming out of it. And they told him, they're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're going to run out the engine. And guess what? That's what happened.
And guess what? Hey, it happened.
It happened. So the boat begins to sink rapidly. The new plan is to now send Hooper's ass down there in a cage to try to inject the shark with a sedative that he has put on like a harpoon thing. So the shark comes up while he's in the cage. And this whole scene, you're like, girl, why are you getting in the fucking cage?
Why? I'm like, you
Girl.
couldn't pay me
No.
millions.
No. And people do this.
For fun.
People do this for fun where they get in the fucking cage to get a close-up shot of the shark. Hell the fuck no, bitch. Absolutely not. You could not pay me any amount of money to do this shit. And so the shark comes up, and it's kind of like, hey girl.
Hey girl.
Hey, girl.
What are you doing down here?
And then it swims away.
Oh, I'm gonna go away. Oh, but I'm back.
And then this is the jump scare that always gets me. And I jumped like 20 feet out of my fucking seat.
Out of my skin.
Because we see the shark has like done a 360 and it has swum around the cage and it jump scares him from behind.
Right.
And smashes into the cage. And it fucks up this cage. Like rips it to shreds.
Bit broken.
Hooper stabs at it and like with a knife, and he manages to swim away, and he hides in like a reef. The cage returns.
Wait, I have a fun fact here. In the book, when he goes down, first I should have noted this earlier. In the book, Hooper sleeps with Brody's wife. That is another thing that happens.
What?
Hooper sleeps with Brody's wife. Another reason they hate each other is because he finds out. But in the book, this is Hooper's final scene. The shark gets him in the book and kills him. In the cage, pulls him out of the cage and kills him. He doesn't.
Well, then Book Hooper deserved it.
Book Hooper had it coming.
But movie Hooper, I like.
Right, because he doesn't sleep with Ellen.
Right.
But
and him and Brody in the movie are tight.
Yeah, he does get ripped out of the cage and just destroyed in this scene. This is his final scene in the book.
Yeah, I hate Richard Dreyfuss, but yeah, I'm glad that Hooper. Well, we'll save his fate for a few minutes
later.
So they pull the cage back up, and they're like, "Oh, Hooper's dead."
Well, he's gone.
Damn.
Well, Hooper's gone.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
They move on pretty quick from it.
Oh, they don't get far.
Whatever.
Then the shark goes free willy mode, and it jumps up onto the fucking boat.
Nah, I'm Jaws.
And this is the scariest part of the whole movie. It is probably, at least in my opinion, this is some of the best horror ever. Ever. I find it truly fucking terrifying as Quint is falling into the mouth of the shark and getting chomped fucking up and bitten and just consumed.
Yeah.
It is terrifying. Like, you start picturing yourself after a while.
Oh, God.
I did, at least.
This is scarier than a lot of the shit in the Saw movies. There's something so visceral, and the noise that you hear, the chomp.
And the boat's like going at an angle, so he like can't stop but
There's
to
nothing
fall.
he
Like,
can do.
He sees his fate, and he can't do anything about it.
Oh, fucking
If you had a chance to change your fate, would ya?
Would ya? And he definitely would.
And he would, but he can't.
And this was my favorite character, damn Diva Down.
Yeah.
Diva Down is right.
He's the one I don't like to see go.
Diva so down. Great scene though. Oh my God.
This movie it works well is even if you know what happens, this movie's still really tense.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how many times you've watched it.
It's just like, ugh.
Just the way that
just so
things
well
are shot
done.
and the edit of it all.
Yeah.
It's, really, really horrifying. Then the shark attacks Brody, and he chucks one of the air tanks into its mouth, and it retreats. Then Brody very smartly climbs to the top of the mast of the ship, which is, at this point...
It's
in the water.
Point.
It's in the water.
Right, exactly. As the ship is almost fully sunken, he prepares to have this final showdown with the shark. And when the shark pops back out, Brody first stabs at it, and then it goes away. And then it comes back again, and we get the iconic smile, you son of a bitch. And he's shooting at the mouth of the shark, trying to shoot the gas tank.
Yeah.
Or the air tank. And right at the last moment, he hits the air tank
and the shark explodes.
We get a big fiery explosion.
Which has now that's parodied all the time because it's kind of like, now in retrospect, the idea of like blowing up the villain is so like funny.
But it's iconic.
From the book, another departure from the book. There's no explosion. He just dies.
Yeah.
Jaws just dies of like his wounds and his exhaustion and like he just has, like, 1,000 harpoons in him. And he just kind of dies.
Gotta get your muffler changed.
And Spielberg knew that was going to be anticlimactic, so he made this whole explosion. I mean, and it's so iconic.
Yeah, it's great.
And he was
so satisfying.
right for it. He, like, that was, again, in a book, it's okay that he just kind of dies.
Yeah.
But after all of this conflict, I need something.
Right. This is the best way to do it. Now, fun fact about the making of this scene is that Spielberg, this was the last scene that they shot. Okay?
Right.
He was like, oh, I have a feeling that my crew is going to try and pull a prank on me and throw me in the water. So I'm not going to show up for this last day of filming. So they filmed it without him being there. He was like, you guys got it taken care of.
Oh my God.
Which I think is really fucking funny.
Yeah.
And it has since become a tradition in every one of his films that he does not show up to the last day of set.
Oh.
Isn't that funny?
That's really weird.
Fun fact, right? But yes, the shark explodes. We see its corpse, bloodied, sink to the bottom of the sea.
It's gross, too. It's gross.
Diva
It's like
down.
just a chunk of it.
And Hooper emerges, revealing that he survived. Thank God.
Thank God.
Love his character. He learns that Quint died. So they have like a sad, like, damn.
Well, let's go.
Right?
Oh, that was great.
Aw. Anyway.
And the two men...
Oh, he died? Aw.
Not if you care.
Oh, she passed away? Oh. All right.
And the two men proceed to paddle to shore on two barrels tied together. And we get the iconic dialogue of, I used to hate the water. Well, I can't imagine why. And the end.
The end.
Great movie.
Great movie.
The resolution of this movie, I mean, like, it's so quick. Like, we killed a shark 5 minutes later, the movie's
I know,
over.
it
Like,
reminds me of like how the old Universal monster movies used to be.
Yeah.
Or it'd be like, movie's over, roll the
Hey,
credits.
hey.
Frankenstein died, bye.
Yeah, Monsters
Bride
Dead.
of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
She shows up and she's like, hey, I'm here. Movie's over.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this extra special Jaws 50th anniversary edition of Let's Scream. We hope you had fun with us in Amity Island aboard the ORCA boat. Please remember to follow the pod, like the pod, and leave a glowing review of the pod, of course. You can also send us movie requests for future episodes. You can follow us at Let's Scream Pod on all the socials. And I am at Parker_Will_C on Instagram.
And I'm at Stevie Nash 95 on Instagram.
I'm at Jesus_is_biscuit on Instagram.
And until next time, this has been Let's Scream. Bye.